Alright, here's the starter motor. So I don't know if it's the original one that came with the car or what. I don't know if it works good, but I'm just going to take it apart, check it, test it, clean it up. First thing I'm going to do is just make a little mark, just in case I forget which way it goes when I... This one off.
Action.
There, we got it broke loose. Come off, I think. There we go. Switch on the inside, spring. Okay. Yeah. Steel ball down in the middle there. Off. It's like full of that powder dust, metal dust or something. Got to clean that up. How to put this stuff back together. Slide out of there. There it comes. Okay, that rubber comes out like that. And and then this little plate goes over that groove. Right. This thing out. There. There we go. The instruction says to take this apart. You just need to push this ring off, but I'm kind of worried about breaking it. It seems to be on there really tight, so I'm just going to leave this part together and try to clean it up the way it is, and clean everything else up here, and then put it back together and give it a test. Okay, all cleaned up, ready to start putting it back together. Checking my diameter here. If I turn it 29.3 something all the way around. Anything over 28.8 is good. These two brush holders are grounded and these two brush holders are insulated. No electricity goes between this one and this one or this one, but it does go between these two insulated ones, and it goes between the two grounded ones, but nothing goes between the grounded ones and the insulated ones. So that's the way it should be. Good. Okay, I gotta put a little bit of grease on this end right here, a little bit of grease around this, just greasing them up a little bit. This thing has grooves on the side for the screws. I need to put this thing on and then slide it into the holder and line up these grooves, or the grooves for the screws there, so the screws can go in. There we go. Now it's all the way in. My gear's sticking down right here. This little lever arm. Now I'll put these little gears back in here. Now I have my little ball. I'm going to grease it up and put it in that hole down there in the middle. This plate probably goes in here first, right? This rubber thing slides in the groove right there. Alright, this rubber piece, it can only go one way correctly. The notches line up with the screw holes, and then if you look at it, you'll see this side is all smooth, and this side has this little bump and this little notch here and here. Those need to go under that rubber thing, like that. This part has two tabs on it here, And those tabs go on either side of this little rubber. So I'm going to line those up, and there, it slides, snaps right in all the way into place, and it doesn't, you can't turn it. I did in like that, just slide it right down into the hole, kind of pulls itself in there. There we go. Okay, next I'm going to put the brushes onto the commutator. The brushes don't go this way, they go this way. If I squeeze these two long brushes and get them started, I think I can do it without taking the springs out. Took a few seconds wiggling it around, but then I managed to get them brushes slid down on the commutator. Line this rubber thing up with this little notch right here. Make sure I have this greased up good right here. I'm going to slide this notch down over the rubber grommet here. Ease it on down there. There we go, it kind of pops into place. Yeah, my holes are a little bit out of alignment there. Hold that. Put a little screw in there. And put this little screw in right here. Okay, these guys were pretty tight, so I'm going to crank them down with... Now my bolts should slide all the way through. Alright, and I will snug up the two bolts. I'm going to get them good and snug, but not too tight. I don't want to ruin the threads. Okay, I've got the bottom part put back together. Right, now this solenoid switch has a spring in there. Put very light little bit of grease around the outside of this guy. Grease up this end here a little bit. Alright, that guy slides right down with the spring in there. Okay, this little rubber piece that sticks up needs to slide all the way in like that. This washer goes, the bolts go through here. Little mark right there. Remember, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this little notch across that little yoke there. Hey, before I hook this up, I want to test this to make sure it works. I'm going to hook up the positive wire on there, and then I'm going to touch the negative wire to here to make sure that this plunger's working and popping that thing up.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That switch works good. I've got the positive connected to the positive of my multimeter. I'm going to put a short from there to there. There we go, it'll hold. And then I'm going to hook up my negative battery to the ground. Now if I touch this to that, I should get, the motor should come on and run, and I should have 90 amps or less on here. I need to put it over here. It says max 20 amps. I probably can't use this.
Ooh.
My scale doesn't go high enough to measure. Okay, I'm just gonna put this on here and see. Melted my wire. Well, my wires are too small to test this properly, and my amp meter doesn't go up to the high enough amps, but even using the small wire, it still looks like it works good. It pops out and spins. I think it's done. I think it's a good starter, so I'm going to use it.